Hello.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Sue. Hello. Hi, Miss Linda. Welcome. Hello. So we'll just give you guys, oh, there they go. Now they're starting to pop on.
All right.
Here they come. Hi, Nicole. So welcome, everybody, to Decoupage Queen's Creative Hour. My name is Teri Lightsey, and how exciting is it to have Teresa from Teresa Rene Art? But come on, she's our owner, our creator, our brains behind Decoupage Queen, y'all.
I am. Hello. It's awesome to be here. Hello, everybody. You get me twice in one day.
I know. It's super exciting because, it's really hard. Teresa's super busy, as you all know. And so an opening came up this Saturday, and I was like, so what you doing on Saturday about 3 p.m.? She was like, yes. What?
I said, do you need a creative hour guest?
I was like, yes, please. Hello, Donna from Alabama. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Miss Kathy. Hola, Ari. So, yes, we are more than excited to have Teresa. It's been a long time. I was looking and I was like, oh my goodness, it's been a while.
I know. And, I just want to say how grateful I am to Teri, and I'll say this publicly, for keeping us entertained every week and organizing all these wonderful creators. I think she does a fabulous job. If you're at home, let's give Teri a quick round of applause for everything she does for us every week.
Thank you, Teri. It's fun. It really is fun. It's really fun to be able to see and watch all the different things that happen, because someone is always doing something new and different. And I think that's something that's really awesome about Creative Hour, is we just get so many new different things,
Yep. I love, a lot of times we get creators that we haven't had before. And I love seeing everybody's take, just different things I might not have normally thought of. And
exactly.
Always.
Yeah. So, well, before I turn it over to Teresa, as usual, at the end of Creative Hour every Saturday, Decoupage Queen gives away a goodie bag full of Decoupage Queen rice papers. So all you need to do is make sure you're following Teresa Rene Art, and also make sure you're following Decoupage Queen. And in just a few minutes, I'll pop in some links, just in case you're not following one of the two, to make sure you have the links to do so. But if you're ready, I'll turn it over to you.
I'm ready. Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, you guys. So if you caught my live earlier today, I was on, I got to fix my camera here. Sorry about that.
Nicole is here. She's going to be like, oh, good. At least I'm not the only one who was lopsided.
I know. Well, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. Hold on.
No, go. Yep. There you go. That way.
There we go. I've had to my whole camera situation changed, and then I had to change it again. So I'm still trying to figure out my whole situation here, but I think I have it. If you were live with me earlier today, we actually got a little preview of what I'm going to be working on, because we did a fine line crackle demo. And I said I was going to set this aside and leave it alone and walk away. My crackle is dry, and it has started to crack a little bit. We're going to do a little bit more to it, but I'm going to do that last because I don't want to mess around too much with this. So,
Teresa, for those who may not know, what are Saturdays? What did you do this morning?
We over on the Royal Court Facebook page and on my Facebook page, we have a Pent Art 101 series every Saturday morning, where we go through every single one of the Pent Art products that we carry. And this week we did fine line crackle. So
my favorite.
Yeah. So fine line crackle, the number one emailed product inquiry, questions, troubleshooting that I get in my inbox. I'm sure you can relate.
Yes, I do.
And I said, okay. I told Yvette, I said, cancel the one we have scheduled. We have to do fine line because I can't take it anymore. We have to do fine line. Okay, you guys. So what I'm going to do, I have painted the rest of it. This is just a little box, and if you heard me this morning, you know that I got sucked into some of the stuff at the checkout line at Michael's. Well, this box also, I was like, oh, that'll be perfect for my demo. So I'm going to be using this paper around the outside of it. This is the Roberta Maroon Atelier Davide. And I just want to show you like this. Look at this, how well this goes together. This is
oh my gosh, I've never put those two together.
Well, I just grabbed it out of the box, like literally like 10 minutes ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome together. So I'm like giddy with excitement because it's so perfect.
But you know, I don't know. I know you do it consciously sometimes, or a lot of the times, but a lot of the papers work amazingly together.
Yes, they do. And a lot of the times that is planned, and then sometimes it is not. So, you know, I think we're drawn. Well, I know I am in particular. I'm drawn to certain colorways.
Yes.
And I repeat a lot of the same colors in some of my designs just because I like them. And so sometimes it's just a byproduct of that happening that you see, but then other times it is intentional. And then sometimes there's no thought behind it at all, other than we just put it together. Like I didn't design this paper, Roberta did. And it just happened to be pretty spot on.
Right.
So, all right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to cut this out, and I'm actually going to leave a little bit of the trim so I can sand off the edges as opposed to trying to line it up exactly.
Did you ever get one of those fancy sanders?
Well, funny story about that. I've actually purchased about 500 of them, Terry.
Oh, hey.
I mean, why buy one when you can get 500?
Exactly.
And I'm trying to get them to only send me the higher grit.
Like the 320s and the 400s. Yes.
Yeah, because why are we gonna? We don't need the lowered grit, right?
No, we don't. No, and that is one thing that it drives me crazy because sometimes, you know, when you buy the whole pack, and it's like what they give you is a lot of the 60s, the 80s, and the 120s. And it's like that's too low.
You don't need all that, right?
No. Mm-hmm.
So don't worry, my fine line is dry, and I know I just put this. I'm just trying to figure out my placement here, so that I can cut my circle out, because I'm going to cut my circle out, you guys. Let's see. I'm going to cut my circle out. I don't want any of my pencil mark showing. I think that's about right there. So I'm just going to trace over. I can see the bird image through it. So I'm just going to kind of trace over where I need to cut my circle.
Do you have any of those pins that, you know, when you heat it up, that it goes away?
I probably do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do.
I probably do. I think Rima actually sent me one, but I don't know what I did with it.
I have a couple of them, and I have to hide them from Troy, so then I forget that I have them. And actually, because you know, it'll go into Troy's hands and then onto the floor, and then Onyx will, you know, mangle it, and then that'll be the end of that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if there's some showing, what we'll end up doing is we'll actually cover it with a little bit of wax. So I'm just going to cut this hole out, and then I'm going to decoupage around my. Now, ideally, I would have done this one first, you know, but I wanted to do the fine line demo this morning.
So we don't have you on here too much, and we can't pick your brain too often. So, I mean, why not today?
Okay, ask me some questions.
So yeah, let's ask Teresa some questions. So, you know, a lot of the questions that we get on Saturdays, which I don't know how to answer, is how do you come up with your designs? Like they're always so beautiful, and you know, how do you come up with it? Your inspiration?
Oh gosh. Well, sometimes
Like, are you, when you're out and about, do you take pictures of things and, you know, oh my gosh, that would be like a good start or a good backdrop, or, you know what I mean?
Usually, yeah, I don't take pictures of stuff like that. No, I usually, you know, if I'm out and about and I see something that I mean, I might take a picture, but it doesn't mean anything's going to happen to it.
Right.
Usually the whole collection starts with one idea. And it's something that I've been usually it's something I've been dwelling on for a while, you know.
Gotcha.
And I think, well, I didn't have enough space to do it last time in the collection, so I want to revisit that and do it this time. I will say I don't generally follow the trends. You know, we prefer to kind of make the trends and not follow the trends.
Yes.
Does that make sense? So I don't, you know, people ask me for these Highland cows all the time.
Oh,
and
no.
I don't personally love like,
Okay.
I get why people want them, but I don't feel connected enough to it to design for that.
Right.
So it has to, it's always very personal for me, you know, so I have to feel some sort of connection to it. Otherwise, you're going to be able to tell that I'm appealing to an audience and not designing from my heart.
Gotcha. Well, right. I mean, that even happens with like your crafting, right? Like if you're not feeling it, it's not
right. So yeah. There's something that I have to be personally connected to, right? And that's usually where I start. And so, for example, the birds, you know, Nancy Watson, I would say I'm pretty well connected to Nancy at this point.
Yes.
She, you know, she just loves everything to do with springtime and birds. I think it's her favorite season.
Yes.
And, you know, I did the winter birds, and then I discovered, you know, I might actually be decent at painting birds. And so I just said, well, why don't I just indulge Nancy here and paint some of these crown birds? And I didn't even tell her I was doing it until I had like the second or third one done. And then I, you know, really the reason I did it was because I was waiting for that moment where I could share it with her, show her, you know, because she always gets you guys always get the previews, right?
Yes.
And I wanted to be able to feel her reaction. And then once I got her reaction, I was like, okay, I guess we have some winners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, so, you know, we tease Nancy all the time when there's a bird on anything. We go, yeah, no, there's no way you like that one, right?
You don't like that.
No, you don't like that. Well, I'll tell you, when we're doing any retirement papers, it's usually Yvette and Nancy and I going through them. And then, you know, we get the list to Teresa. But it's almost like every time there's a bird, no matter how big or small, Yvette and I look at each other and go, okay, Nancy.
Yes, you know, and that's so true. Because like, okay, so, you know, the afternoon afternoon hummingbirds and the those are all still around. They're
still here.
They're still here. Nancy's spring bunny is still here.
Yes, actually, Nancy's spring bunny almost didn't get through last time, and Teresa saved it. And we were very surprised that Nancy was like, okay, go ahead. And we went, what?
Nope. Yep.
So like, Lisa Stiegel says, how do you choose your colors?
How do I choose my colors? Like when I'm designing?
I think so, yes.
Well, usually, if I'm starting with a particular image, like this bird, for example, you have to design the rest of the collection kind of around that. So you have to pick from colors that are are going to work.
Right.
And I usually follow the seasons. So in the springtime, I'm definitely going to use softer, more floral and more pastels. And in the fall and winter, it's going to sort of follow the season, if that makes sense.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, but I personally gravitate towards a lot of blue. I know we have a lot of people who don't love blue. We have some people, I wouldn't say a lot, but we do have some people who don't love blue. And I tend to use a lot of it. So I'm trying to branch out into other colors besides blue.
Are all of your prints from paintings you have done?
No, not all of them. In fact, we just recently, it's really just within the past year or so that I've been painting some of the papers. Prior to that, we use a lot of commercially available clip art, and we use a lot of antique images from the public domain, postcards. I source from all over the place. And we have worked with some artists in the past, like, for example, Andy Skinner.
Yes.
And Ellen J. Good to have designed, we've used their paintings on our papers in the past. So I'm actually doing double duty here because I'm drying. Not only am I drying this, but I'm also, the heat is activating now some of the crackle, and I can see it starting to activate. So, and my frame is going to cover up all my poor choices with my outlining.
Jackie Lupro says, hello, just jumped in.
Hello.
So yeah, Teresa mentioned it a little bit when the paper came out, but the Teresa Rene, the paper that's actually called Teresa Rene, the Four Birds, that was really nerve-wracking for her.
Yes, it was. I almost didn't include that paper because there was like this moment of vulnerability. It's one thing to take the image that I painted and crop it into a method that I've always done, a formula that I know it works, right?
Right.
But then to take one of my completed paintings and print it as is without any modification, that was a vulnerable moment for me. And I almost didn't do it, but I figured, you know what the heck? Let's give it a shot. Let's see if people like it. And as it turns out, you guys liked it.
Love it. Love it. Yes, Jackie. So Jackie says, so am I understanding right? Are you painting the pictures? Because they are gorgeous. This one is gorgeous.
This one, yeah, this bird, I did paint it. In fact, I'll show you. I have the painting right here behind me. Somewhere. Oh, I did. Oh, you know what? I sold that one. Sold. So this one's sold already. So my friend Jody owns that painting, but these are the paintings from.
So these are the yep. Mm-hmm.
So these are the actual paintings.
How neat is that? So Jean says, hi, new to your page. However, I've been hearing your name frequently. So welcome.
Thank you. All right. So I'm going to take some sandpaper. I'm going to sandpaper off the edge. So no, I do not have the Gator sander yet, Terry.
I told you. It was so funny because, God bless you, son. It was so funny because the morning or the day that you mentioned that, I had just gotten a new one in. So that's why I sent you a picture and said, I'm sorry, were you needing one of these?
Well,
it was so funny.
I did go to buy one. I went to buy one, and then I was like, well, why am I just going to buy one when you know, like I can just buy them all.
Oh no. So Lori says, so these papers, they're laser jet printed. Yes?
No,
No, absolutely not.
no, they are not. So the process, I can't really share the process because it is
Top secret stuff.
Considered a trade secret.
Yes.
Our papers are printed in Italy on the absolute finest rice paper available on the market. They are printed by experts in the printing industry. These are not printed on rice paper or on ink. They are not printed at home. They are exclusively printed for us with the ultimate quality, care, and craftsmanship. Yes. So this is not your standard rice paper.
You know, and I say it all the time, whether I worked for Decoupage Queen or not, there is something I can close my eyes and you can put 4 or 5 different rice papers in front of me, and I will pick out ours every single time because the quality of ours is, I'm sorry, it's just,
there's definitely a difference.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot, and we actually, you know, we're distributors for many, many, many different brands. And we love all the brands, but I have to say, nothing can really compare.
No. Lori, do they require a sealant before using a sealant on our rice papers?
No. They're ready to go. These are not printed on laser jet or anything like that. They are ready to decoupage. Yeah. And that's what makes them so awesome. Okay, so I'm going to do one more thing here. I'm actually going to, what am I going to do? Terry, should I worry about the sides here or not? Let's see, how are we doing on, we're good on time. So
you're fine. Don't.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to do the rest of that paper. This is from the Forever Yours paper. And I'm going to take this around the sides of the box. So I'm okay. And then I'm actually going to do a little bit of stenciling too over the top, but I'm going to do that last because I don't want to mess anything up.
Love it.
So let's take this and we're going to go around the sides, and I'm actually going to just, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just cover the whole thing, including the seam, because then I can take an X-Acto knife once it's fully dry.
Right.
And I can hit that.
Jean, I'm not quite sure who Stacy is, but my name is Terry, and Teresa Rene is our artist today. I'm not. So
we don't know who Stacy is.
I'm not sure who Stacy is. Sharon says, I have used so many rice papers, but after I've used DQ paper, I can't use the others.
Well, it's hard. I know. I feel the same way personally. I mean, I do use a lot of brands, you know, and I will say our friends at Paper Designs, they do an excellent job as well. But it's hard for me personally to use other brands. But sometimes, you know, sometimes I'll venture out. If I love the print,
yes,
I won't let anything stop me.
Right. Cindy is saying, would you use the solvent-based varnish on the whole box or just the part you use the fine line crackle?
Just the part I use the fine line crackle on. There's no need to put solvent-based varnish on the whole box. Just the solvent or just the fine line.
Okay, Jean, this is Decoupage Queen's Creative Hour. So we do this every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're on, so yeah, she said I guess Stacy's another lady who assists a creator.
Oh, okay.
Make sure. I love working on the wooden boxes. I keep saying I'm going to post, but I am not good at staging, Deborah says.
Oh, we don't care. Post it anyway.
Just post it.
We don't care. We want to see your work. And here's one thing I want to say about posting, especially on our group, the Decoupage Queens and Kings group.
Yes.
You know, a lot of times I personally go on there and I'll comment on, you know, people's work. And I honestly don't care if you post on there, if it's staged or not. Please don't ever feel like it's not good enough to share it. You know, we have an eye that can see past that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we just appreciate when you're willing to share what you've made with us. You know, there's nothing more rewarding for me as an artist who creates for creators to see work that people have done with our prints.
Yeah, you get a lot of you are saying that you're terrible at staging, but honestly, it's really not that important. Just when I'm looking at a project, I don't go, "Oh, those flowers are pretty in the background," or you know,
No,
or "Oh, I really like that."
Yeah, I mean, you guys. So when we're posting our pictures, remember we are creating for a brand for marketing purposes.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And so yes, it's gonna look different. It's not your pictures are not gonna look the same as ours, and we know that, and we don't care. Mm-hmm. we don't care. We want to see your work, whether it looks professional or not.
Teresa, just if you could scoot up towards there you go.
Sorry about that. Okay.
No problem. You know, I'm good for some things.
Yeah. All right. So on this side, I'm going to actually use the Eiffel Tower and the birdhouse, and it's going to go that way. I'm just using the scraps that I left behind. This is the Forever Yours paper, you guys, just in case you didn't hear me say it. And this was one of my absolute favorites from the collection. I loved it because I love the Parisian themes. I know the Parisian themes are a little played out. You know, I know I know there's a lot of that. But I personally still love it, and I think it's very relevant.
And then just in case you guys are looking for a retailer near you, I am going to post the link for you here. All you need to do is put in your zip code, and it'll either give you a brick and mortar near you, or, you know, folks that are retailers that are online. So you can choose from there, or, you know, you can go to your favorite local retailer. And if for some reason they don't have what you're looking for, just send them a little note, and then they can get it from us. Yep.
They will get it. We have some fabulous, fabulous retailers, and we are actually in a lot of brick and mortar shops around the USA. So it's always fun to see. I was in an antique shop one time, and as far as I know, we didn't have any retailers in that direct vicinity. I was in an antique shop one time, and I actually saw a piece that somebody had finished with one of our papers. Somebody had a booth and had done a piece with one of our papers, and it was for sale in the shop. I almost bought it. Oh. I was like, ah. So I showed my kids. I was so excited.
That's so cool. I couldn't even imagine.
It was really cool. I have to say, it was very cool.
So you want to click on that link after, or because the link to find your retailer is also in the description, and then that's where you would put in your zip code, not here in the comments.
I can't get over how perfect this paper is with this print.
I know. That is so cool. So that one came out, was it 2? Roberta's, was it not this past one? The one.
It's number 447.
So it would have been last spring.
It must have been spring of last year, right?
Yeah, spring of last year. See how that is so cool. And then this one was I love that.
I love this paper. I use it a lot, actually.
It's a great background. It's
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
No problem, Barbara. Just wanted to let you know. Hello, Patty. Hi, Helen.
What is that pen called that is it a pen that the ink disappears when you dry it?
It's a fabric marking pen. Gosh darn you, Jack. Jack.
Is it it's not the Stabilo, it's not that one, right?
No, it's just a heat erasable, and it's a fabric marking pen. I don't know if I have the boxes here.
Rima sent me one, and I think that's what it was. And then I was too scared to use it, and now I don't know where it's at. So
it's I was afraid that the heat gun wasn't going to be, enough, but it takes it right up. There's no trace of it.
Okay.
Catherine saying fusion.
What is it?
Betty says the one Rima uses is friction.
Okay. Well, she sent it to me, and I thanked her profusely, and then I never used it. So terrible. I'm a terrible person. Let's see. No, these are tumbled. Okay, well, I gotta look for it. All right, so where's my strip? Okay, here's my strip. I'm gonna go this way with it on this side. And I have the little birdhouse on the side and the Eiffel Tower. So like that. And then I'm just gonna continue around the front here. A little bit here.
Oh, that's okay, Catherine.
Yeah, so I was telling Terry, you guys, before I came on, that my girls, 7th and 8th grade, helped me clean my craft room today. So as soon as I start my lives back on Teresa Rene Art, I'm going to have a lot more stuff for giveaways over there.
I was telling Teresa the same things. Moving, I mean, it's just the stuff that gets accumulated is absolutely obnoxious.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep buying stuff from the thrift store, thinking I'm gonna do something with it, and then I don't.
Yeah, and that was another thing too. I was just talking about that yesterday. Don't you find things you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do something with this. Yep, I'm gonna do, and then nope.
Well, like, okay, for example, Terry, that clock that I bought?
Oh yes.
That beautiful clock.
Absolutely gorgeous clock.
It's an amazing clock, but guess what? I am never gonna do anything with that clock. So it's going to my booth as is. I'm like, good grief. Well, what happens is I watch y'all and I want to do that. And then I don't. So anyway.
Yeah. There is, I did, Patty. I have this, it's this big obnoxious like tin, I don't even know what it is. It's got this big glass in the middle, and it's big. It takes up so much space, and I don't know what was in my brain but it's not my style.
Yeah.
It's not something I will ever do.
Yep. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, so I was saying, I've got to put it in a box and take them back to the thrift store. Let somebody else love on it.
That's what I'm doing. So all the stuff, I have a whole couple boxes full of things that I bought from the thrift store that are now going back to the thrift store. And I'm not even going to take the Goodwill tags off of them, because they can literally just put it right back on the shelf.
They don't even have to worry about pricing. Just go ahead, put it back.
Just put it right back on the shelf. That's all they need to do. All right, so this one.
Oh my goodness. Lynn Perkins says, oh, Teresa, I have a room full of those kinds of ideas because I watched Terry or Nicole create.
Uh-huh. I tell you what, they're worse than Michael's. They're worse than the Michael's checkout lane, because they're like, they fill my head with all this, all these whims, and then I'm like, oh, okay.
I keep saying I know so many of your husband's names, and it's because y'all are blaming me, and then I have to make nice, and it's not me. It's really not me.
Well, my husband knows you because of some of our late night phone calls.
Oh yeah. Well,
he's like, who was that you were talking to? Were you mad? I'm like, well, no, we were just venting with each other.
The funny thing is remember when those little mixers, the itty bitty mixers that
Yes.
you bought and he asked you what are we making
He's
mini eggs now?
He's like, are we making tiny omelets?
No.
No, Miss Lightsey at it again. She strikes again. Although I don't know why I needed a whole package of them. I bought the whole package of them. That's why I gotta stop buying this stuff in bulk. I need to just find, a package that just sells one tiny little whisk.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the whisk. So Cindy, I have wipes in my Amazon store, but the wipes are double duty because the wipes are for Troy and for me. And so Cindy ordered it from my Amazon store, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that it was like year supply." And I was like, "Sorry,
yeah."
Cindy.
Well, this is my tiny whisk.
Yeah, see, it's the best though for
it
velvet
really
powder.
Is. This is great for mixing velvet powder.
Uh-huh.
I haven't found any other uses for it yet, but I'm sure I will. All right. So I'm just kind of trimming this. I'm not going to do the back, you guys, because there's too many hinges and stuff. So I'm actually just going to paint the back, but I'm not going to paint it today. I'm going to paint it another day.
Cindy said, I finally finished one package.
Yeah.
Of the wipes. I think there's 12 of them in there. And believe it or not, I actually get a box every month of those. But of course, like I said, it's not just me using them.
Right. Right. All right. So let's do, so I'm being a little bit careful around this hinge. I'm not trying to cover up my hinge. I'm actually going to take a couple little scraps and fill in here.
Yes.
And then I'm just going to kind of paint around there. But I wanted to show, just an example of how I might work around a hinge or hardware or something. Ideally, you would take that off. But, I hardly ever do that because I'm lazy.
Hi, Kiki. Mary Casey. She says, sure, Terry, blame Troy. I'm serious.
Oh.
I'm serious. There's, anymore, they're so protective of Troy. It's just, I swear.
Know. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's an easy out there for you there, isn't it?
Teresa, Sue says, Sue's laughing at you. She goes, lazy, Teresa?
I know. I'm the laziest crafter you will ever meet, I swear. Okay, so let me dry.
No, that's true. Luann says, has anyone met a crafter that uses everything they buy? Probably not.
I don't know.
Catherine says, is that a purchased cigar box or like a cigar box?
I think it's similar to it is a very short box, but I got it from Michael's. You could definitely, you could definitely use a cigar box for a project like this. But it's a little wooden box from Michael's.
Oh my goodness. Lori says, at least your supplies are all neat and organized. I need an extra 20 years just to organize mine.
Yeah, they're organized today, but at 8 a.m. this morning, they were not. And what started happening, Terry and I were talking about this, is I didn't even want to come in here anymore because it was so like, it was giving me anxiety that it was so messy.
Mm-hmm. It really does mess with your creativity.
Yeah. Oh, and then I just found out, Cindy Crane told me today that this month is Mercury, like it's been Mercury retrograde all month long.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I'm like, oh, that explains so much. Because
Yep.
I'm like, oh, well, there you go. All right, so let's see. I'm going to just do a little trim here and a little trim here. I'm going to use this flat edge here.
Aw, Lynn. So Lynn's daughter is Holly Girl, and well, I call her Holly Girl. She said that she bought the whisk to use for the bunny box that we did.
Yeah.
But it was for it was Holly Girls, and so Holly Girl was very insulted, and she had to order her another one to beat her eggs because her hands are so little.
Aw. Aw.
Yes, Mary Casey, I definitely will. Oh, by the way, y'all, next Saturday we actually had an unexpected cancellation because something had come up in our creator schedule. So because I am moving, I did ask Teresa if we could maybe take the day off next Saturday.
Yes.
So next Saturday will be one Saturday in a very, very long time that there will not be a creative hour. So
yeah, we're gonna give Teri the day off, you guys. Don't you think? Don't you think she's earned that to move and take care of her personal stuff? I kind of felt like maybe it would be okay.
It's been a very long time. We haven't not had a creative hour in a long, long time. I think it was last August. So. But just so you guys know, we're coming back strong. We have Lindy Tate when we come back from Tater Buggin'. Then we have Kathy D. Domenico from Royal Funky Junk. And then Dina from Designs by Dina. So I'll make it up to you guys. I promise.
Yep. Those are going to be some awesome creators. Super excited about all of them.
Yes.
That will be tons of fun. Okay, so see what I did here on the clasp.
Oh, look at that.
I'm just going to take a little bit of paint once this dries and sort of blend it together.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, with some paint. Okay, so and then here's this side and here's this side.
So pretty.
What will happen is once this is fully dry, and I didn't do the back because I'm actually just going to paint the back with the rose gold. So what will happen, because I'm at like, this is all the paper I have left.
That's so satisfying though when you can use every bit of it.
Yes. So I used pretty much the whole Forever Yours paper, and I did use the main image, but then I used the rest of it as a background paper, you guys. Awesome. And so here I'm just going to paint this rose gold. Once it dries, I'll be able to take a little sharp razor and cut out, you know, my box. And then we'll like finish those edges with a little bit of wax or something. So before I move on too much more, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dry one more time, and I'm done with my decoupage. So I'll put that away.
Aw.
Dry one more time.
Sue says I could use a break too.
Yes, Sue, you can have a break too. You can have the day off too. How about that?
Brenda says,
Sue, I need you at 10 a.m.
Yo, you still got Pintart 101, ma'am. Brenda says, I don't know how Teri can go live every day. She definitely deserves a day off. So thank you all very much.
She does an awesome job keeping it moving for us, you guys. And she loves doing it, I think, right?
I do. I really do.
All right.
Oh, okay. So Sue says, thank you so much, Teresa. I will be at the 101.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sue. All right. So what I'm going to do, this is the spring damask stencil.
Yes.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to do this side, and then I'm going to shift it over and I'm going to do this side. But I also am going to be using this frame around the top. And so what I'm doing is I'm just sort of using my frame as a marker, so I know where not to put my glaze paste. So I'm going to be using this rose gold glaze paste. This is like a beautiful, I mean, I don't know how to describe it, but it's amazing.
Yes. So I don't know if you guys are, if you're not aware, that amazing stencil is also Decoupage Queen. So along with our rice papers, our scrapbook papers, we have amazing stencils. So if you haven't gotten your hands on one, you need to check them out. Golly, I don't even know how many do we have now.
24.
24?
Yes. 24. And I've actually seen a couple of previews from Yvette's fall stencils, you guys.
Woo!
Hold on to your hats is all I can say. So I'm just trying to work around where my frame is going to go. Pull this off here.
I like seeing all the creators that I have not seen and finding new crafters to follow. Yeah, that's also the really fun thing about Saturdays, is being able to bring y'all some, some folks that maybe you guys haven't seen before.
Yeah. And I like that too, because, not everybody, I don't even know everybody that Teri brings on sometimes. And I'm like, oh, we make new friends, you guys.
Yeah.
I love it. Love making new friends.
Oh, awesome. Lorianne says, I just got that stencil and can't wait to try it.
I love this stencil a lot.
And same true to our rice papers and all of our quality. These stencils are amazing.
They really are. These are made in the USA, you guys. They're 10 mil thickness. So they're not, most stencils are actually 7. So most stencils are thinner. These are a little bit on the thicker side. So they're good enough. They're sort of right in between. So they're great for both raised effects and otherwise. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on this side.
Brenda, she will be on May 18th. So Royal Funky Junk will be on May 18th.
So I want to line this up a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. Cindy says, I need to try stenciling one with deluxe paste. I love the way that looks.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, just,
Now this is glaze paste, so it's a little bit different from deluxe paste. It's creamier. It doesn't have as much mica in it. And this is going to dry almost like an enamel. All right. So
I have to always say this, because actually Teresa brought it to my attention. Don't let the color on the bottles fool you guys. Especially like on the red and the green and even the rose gold a little bit. They dry darker into true greens, true reds. So I know especially the red and green look a little bit like, oh yeah, no, that's not. But it honestly,
yeah, for sure. And I'll show you in just a second. The emerald in particular, it does not look. And the iridescent ones that you used recently, they don't look anything.
No,
like
they don't.
Look like in the bottle. So
well, hello. Day Trip Vintage Co. says, first time catching live. Hello, everyone.
Hello. All right. So I was just trying to line up my stencil so that I got the same placement on both sides.
Gorgeous.
And then as soon as this dries, I'm actually going to take and just kind of do it right here too. But I don't want to muck up my image right now. I might not even need to do it, but I will anyway. All right. All right. Let's.
Yeah, so I don't, well, Saturday mornings up until a couple of weeks ago, I was taking a Trevor to work, and had to get up at 6 a.m. So I would catch you every morning for the one-on-ones. So now I get you like halfway or, almost to the end. So when I seen you this morning, I don't tend to want to comment because I'm not completely awake.
Well,
but I seen you doing this, and I said, that's gonna be so fun.
My daughters were like, Mom, you sound mad. I'm like, I'm not mad. I need to stress how important some of these things are, especially Five Line, and I think sometimes I have to use my mom voice.
Right.
So people understand I'm not kidding when I say you got to follow the steps.
Yeah, you really do. You really do. And I don't think, and I mention it all the time, but there's tutorials on the Royal Court. There's now tutorials, on Teresa Rene's channel, but there's also a PDF that you can download.
Yeah.
So
we do have a PDF. Okay, this way to go.
Hello, Teresa Underhill, and hello, Amanda.
Yeah, I don't think people believe me when I tell them, they have to follow the steps, and I need people to believe me particularly on that product.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, here, I'm going to move the project. Hold on a second, you guys. Evan wants to show you the cat.
He's the beautiful kitty.
Down. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Right side up.
He's really warm.
Oops. Let's go this way. Sorry, you guys, about that. Hold on. Let me change. There we go.
Hi, Evan.
Hello.
I miss seeing you on Saturdays.
Yeah, I keep
playing video games instead. This is Snowball. So
Snowball.
He weighs about 100 pounds.
Good grief.
His back is warm right now because he just took a big nap on his back.
On his back.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, you guys. All right. Let me fix that.
Lori, I have is that a mitted ragdoll?
It is a ragdoll. I guess he does have mitts. Is that what you call them when they have little?
I think it's a seal point.
I think he's a seal point. He's from Colorado. All right, so now I'm just taking this frame and I'm going to do a little bit of white paint on here. And we're going to leave some of the black showing. We're going to do sort of a shabby chic look. This is a resin frame. I don't remember where I got the mold from, honestly. I have no idea, to be honest.
It's a good size.
Yeah, it's a decent mold. I have to look at it to figure out where I got it from. But I'm how I like to collect things, Teri?
Oh, not you.
I
not
also
you.
happen to collect molds, if you didn't know.
Oh, well, I'll say I don't even want to know the count on Teresa's mold. But one day I said, I don't know. I need to reorganize. I have well over 400 molds, and that everything stopped right there. It was like 400 molds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I like molds.
Yeah. That's a lot. I don't know if 400 though.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure you do.
You might have me beat on that. I mean, are we counting the little tiny ones too? I mean, I guess
no, the little bitties.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to count all of those. So Lorianne, she said that she watched your replay this morning, and she does have a question about the fine line crackle. She bought an item from Goodwill, and she's not going to be painting the ball. So does she have to seal it before she crackles it?
you know, somebody recently asked me this, and my answer was, if you're buying something like that, you have no idea like what's on it, what's under it, you know, and what kind of stuff is living on that surface. So the first thing you need to do is clean it really, 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 really well. And then somebody asked if it's like metal or something. You know, I would say put some bonding primer or put something on it first. If you're adamant against painting, at least seal it with something like maybe a water-based sealer or something.
Yeah.
You know, so that you get adhesion. You just don't know what kind of stuff is living on those surfaces that you get from Goodwill, but I do recommend painting. Or even like if decoupage is an option and you can decoupage over it, do that. Okay, so let me dry, and then we'll do another coat of this white.
Yep. So Sue says maybe a clear gesso, and Betty's saying you don't know how it will react chemically. So, yep. Look, Fine Line Crackle is one of the most beautiful products and crackles out there, but it's very finicky, and you don't do something it doesn't like, it's not going to work. Yes, it is. Snowball is beautiful, Miriam says. Oh, okay. So I'm not sure. It says Furlinter 65. My Victorian heart sent me specific instructions, and I've never had a problem with the Fine Line Crackle. So she must have sent, Kimberly probably sent her the PDF.
Yeah, the PDF is definitely a lifesaver.
It is.
And we're going to post that when we make our blog post on the Royal Court blog. We are going to post the PDF there too.
Awesome.
So you can download it. All right, now I'm just taking this chalky. This is the Decor Paint Chalky in cream white. And I'm coming over that white with this one.
The downfall of being crafters is all the stuff.
Yeah.
It's good and bad. Good and bad.
Yeah.
But mostly it's always good, funny because, you know, it's always, I still have that, oh, but I don't know. I don't have anything to do. I don't have anything to craft on.
Oh, I know. Well, and that's why I was showing Terry. Okay. So, and I'll show you guys here too. No, I can't because my camera's turned down, but I was showing Terry my different crafting stations. So I have now a dedicated station for oil painting. I have a dedicated station for this type of thing, right here. I have a dedicated station for filming YouTube videos now, so I don't have to mess up this situation to do that. And then I have also a dedicated area where I pour resin and molds. And then I have another one that's just for like drying a project. So really I have like 5 separate stations. So there's no excuse. There's always a place, unless it happens to be covered up with papers or something, which sometimes happens.
Well, you know.
Yeah, that does sometimes happen. It just means it's time to clean it.
Okay. I've never heard of clear gesso before I started watching Terry. This is one of the many, many things I've learned from Terry. Oh, thanks, Deborah.
Yeah, I have a into my friends.
Please. Please.
Yes, that's one good thing about being the U.S. rep for Pen Art is they can make anything we want. All right, so that looks pretty good, I'm thinking.
Oh, now everybody wants your craft studio since you have all the space of.
Well, that just means you'd have to help me keep it clean.
Clean.
Oh God, You guys, what a nightmare. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out here, and this is going to go on top right there.
Beautiful.
And then actually, let me go ahead and get that down, and then we can get the cracks out in the spine line here. Or should we do that first? Let's do that first.
That first, yeah. Hi, Miss Edie.
Oh, here it is. I was looking for my Umbra antique paste all morning, and I just opened the drawer, and there it was, in the same spot that I have been looking for it all morning. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of Umbra on my finger. This is the Pentart Umbra antique paste, and I have some amazing cracks in here, you guys. So let's put that on here. Check this out.
Where did I? Miss Kathy, it is the Spring Damask stencil by Decoupage Queen.
Check out that crackle.
Awesome. Sharon. So Sharon says, I can help you. I have a lot of cleaners. But Sharon, we need you to come to the U.S.
Yes, please. Come on, Sharon.
She's like, I have a lot of movers. I have a lot of cleaners. I'll share. Well,
come on, girl.
Come on over, please.
It's time. Don't you think it's time, Sharon? Seriously. And I don't even have to ask which Sharon you're talking about. I know.
I know. Yeah, I love. She's the best. Hey, Shelly Belly. Hi, Shelly Stacklin.
Okay, so look at these cracks, you guys. This was from this morning's demo.
Yes.
I was completely patient. I didn't force it. Mm-hmm. And these are the most amazing cracks I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So much better than forcing it dry.
Yeah. And that was one thing that Teresa had pointed out this, and I even say it when I do use fine line, that it's recommended that you let the steps dry naturally. And only because we're on a live do we accelerate the drying process. But you can clearly see.
Look at the difference.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to show you it. In fact, let me show you the difference from the one that I did this morning where I did have to help it along. I mean, it's still beautiful. Look at, these cracks are still amazing, but nowhere near as
nothing near that. Mm-hmm.
All right. So I am actually going to take, you never, ever want to, I don't think I said this enough times this morning. Don't ever use a baby wipe to clean this, you guys. Mm-mm. You need to use a clean, soft, dry cloth.
Yep. I tell you guys all the time.
Yes. And if you have a little bit of turpentine, that will help too.
And that's I just seen it. Tina says Teresa is the turpentine beside the Umbra.
Is the what?
Is the turpentine beside the Umbra?
I will show you the turpentine. I found it. I couldn't find it this morning, but I did find it.
Hi, Ronnie.
Oh, all right. Oh, because she was watching my live this morning.
Yes, this morning.
Yeah.
Hello, Christina. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We always appreciate when you can take some time out of your Saturday to join us on Creative Hours. So thank you so very much.
So here's the turpentine. I found it. It was in a different container. This is going to give me a headache, but I was just going
to say, Teresa, are you really going to open that?
I am, but I'm going to try to hold my breath a little bit, and I'm going to close it right back up because I think this is important, and I want to show you. So if I take the turpentine and I just sort of lightly move it over the top, very, very lightly.
Yes.
You can see how well that's cleaning up that surface. And I really wanted to show you guys this morning, but I couldn't find my turpentine. So you can consider this like your 2-part, but it's so much nicer now and cleaner.
Yes.
Just to sort of rub over the top there. And then I can take I'm not trying to I'm not pressing even really hard. I'm just sort of gently wiping away that excess.
Yeah, you're just
Okay.
getting the surface level. You put muscle into that, you're going to get, take it out of your cracks.
Right. You don't want to press down on it.
I dared to use fine line crackle after watching Teri Lightsey. Now I look to crackle every piece. Ari, fine line crackle. There's nothing like it. It's amazing.
There really isn't. Okay, so I'm gonna move my trash bag out of the room. Otherwise, I'm gonna pass out.
Yes,
Okay.
Susan, you have to seal. You do have to seal
You
fine
do
line
have to
crackle.
seal it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna seal this tomorrow. I'm not gonna seal it today. I'm gonna seal it tomorrow. And when you seal it, you need to use a solvent-based sealer. Which, if you watch my demo from this morning, you can see the one that I use. I don't have it on the table with me right now. Okay, so I'm gonna take. Go ahead.
Somebody was so yes, we are streaming in a few different locations. So if I'm reading comments that you're not seeing, it's not your device. It's just they're from other platforms.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, you guys. So I'm gonna take this. This is dry now. This is my frame, and I'm gonna take my heavy body gel, and I'm going to stick this down. And then later today, that's what I'm going to do later today. I'm going to finish my portrait. I'm working on this oil painting. I'm taking an oil painting class, you guys. That's why I haven't been able to go live on my channel that often. But my hope is that this will make me a better painter so I can make you guys some better designs in the future. Okay. All right, so I'll put this down, and I'm going to stand up a little bit so I can get my placement right.
Sharon says your paintings are amazing.
Thank you, Sharon. And I don't want to muck up I had to place that very carefully because I don't want to muck up my stencil either. Okay. So I think we're in good shape. Now, so tomorrow I will come in and I will seal this part here. I'm going to seal it with the solvent-based varnish. I'm going to do that tomorrow, though. I'm not going to do it today. It's usually best to wait a day in between.
Yep. And then I always tell them I don't do that inside the house anyways.
Yeah.
I always take it out because for the animals, for Troy,
Yeah.
I don't want them. Yeah.
That's smart. I usually do it near an open window. And I do it in my craft room, and then I set it way on the other side near an open window.
Catherine, I don't use heavy body gel matte. She says, Teresa, have you ever asked Teri why she uses the heavy body matte?
No, I haven't.
She hasn't because.
Why do you use the heavy body matte?
Teresa, I don't, because I don't even think I own heavy body matte.
Okay, you guys. So I think we're in pretty good shape. I think this is about all I'm going to do today. We got
gorgeous
the bird. We have the sides there. I think it would be really pretty if we did this paper on the inside of the box.
Oh, yes.
Well, the box on the bottom. And I think I have enough that it would work. So you guys, that's it for me today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What a treat.
Thank you for having me. Hello.
What a treat to have you here. Yeah, everybody is saying that it's beautiful. It's going to be beautiful when it's done. Once again, the stencil was Spring Damask from Decoupage Queen. I've seen somebody ask that. And yeah, so Sheila Teagan says, I don't know how your designs could get any better.
Aw.
And Mary Casey says, you're already a great painter.
Oh, thank you.
So, as usual, here's our little wheel. Shelly Belly, close your eyes. The wheel drives Shelly nuts. So let's do a little shuffle and good luck.
The OG queen.
Cheryl Thies. Cheryl Thies. See, I even remember how to say your last name. Congratulations, Cheryl.
Congrats.
So let me put this up for you right here. So please email me at Teri, 1R, Teri, at decoupagequeen.com and send me your address, and I'll send you out a goodie bag of Decoupage Queen rice papers. So yay! Congratulations.
All right, y'all.
Teresa, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, y'all have a great weekend.
Well, remember, we won't be here next Saturday, but we'll be back the Saturday after. So thanks, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.